the league matchup recap with your host, three-time champion, your commish, Los Borrachos.
Oh shit! What up? What up? What up? Week 3 done in the books. Hell yeah, baby! Got that dub. Close one. So I'm gonna go over the results. I'm gonna go over the high score, lowest score, blowout of the week. Go over the results. Go through every matchup. Then I'm gonna hit waiver wire, some RBs, wide receivers. A little not too big of a list as far as some of these running backs, QBs, and tight ends, but a good amount of wide receivers. Get a little coffee in the morning. So yeah, we'll go over that and let's get that shit into
the
it.
rookie is Isaac Guerrero, who had one carry last week, the first of his career. A fake toss. Purdy looking. Wide open man. It's Juwan Jennings. It's a San Francisco touchdown. Purdy stepping up. Pressure coming. Purdy throws on the move to the end zone. It's a touchdown. An official's hat is off, which may indicate that the receiver stepped out before coming back in and reestablishing. 5 in the pattern. Purdy stepping up, launching it. Jennings again! A 3-touchdown performance! The day of his NFL life! Fake it to Mason. Purdy, the shuffle, the throw. Jennings up top. Oh my goodness! No, did he just make that catch? And then he gives the Sinat celebration. Over the top of Quentin Lake with some Randy Moss activity.
Are you kidding me? That's such a good play by Quentin Lake. Just getting back into position. He was completely turned around. Turned his head at the last.
What does high score mean? New high score, is that bad? What does that mean? Did I break it?
All right. And your highest scorer of the week, your boy, your commish, Los Borrachos. With a high score of 181.05. With Juwan Jennings leading the way. Fucking great start. Pick up and start. Also Josh Allen on Monday night. 41 points, 41.55. Chuba Hubbard, 29 points over those fucking shitty ass Raiders. God damn it, Raiders. Every time I believe in you, you let me down. Kincaid coming to life with 13 points on a Monday night. Marvin Harrison, 17. Also had Bijan and Mason not give me what they were supposed to. Fucking Zamir White, son of a bitch. I trusted him. He was supposed to do good against Carolina. All the analytics said start the motherfucker. He should do well against a bottom-ranked rush defense. And nope. Motherfucker put up 3 points. I sure went with my gut. Started Brian Thomas. But I was like, nah, I got to give him a shot. Fucking Raiders, see? I believe in them. And they fuck up. Tampa Bay, too, man. They're at home against a shitty Bo Nix. And they put up 3 points. Fucking aim. So yeah, that's pretty much the only one I was iffy about was Zamir White. If I would have put Tajay Spears, he would have gave me 10. Or Emmanuel Wilson, last minute pickup. I was like, Romeo Dobbs, I'm probably never gonna start him. Wanted a Packer on my team, so I was like, fuck Emmanuel Wilson. Josh Jacobs' back is fucked up. Matt LaFleur is not always give him every fucking snap of the ball. They always he always splits those carries for him. So hell yeah, baby. I was like, Juwan Jennings, who needs Cooper Kupp? Am I right, Marco? But yeah, man. So yeah, we'll move on to bad news. All right, and our lowest score of the week is Mike and the boys. Our first place 2-0, Mike and the boys. He had CeeDee Lamb put up 8 points, Zay Flowers 5, Josh Jacobs 5, Jerome Ford 10, Jared Goff 21, Brock Bowers 7, Devontae Adams 8, Rashid White 8, Cleveland 6. Damn, man, no one in his team put up did anywhere close to their projection or beat their projection. Let's see. But I'm sure there's no one on the bench he could have started. Stephon Diggs, 20 points. David Montgomery, 23. Darnell Mooney, 14. Oshavas, 69. But you picked him up last minute. I mean, yeah, you had Kittle last minute injury. But dude, I don't know why you're not starting David Montgomery. But yeah, that sucks. 81 points. I don't know if that's the lowest. I'd have to check the records of the season. So that bumps you down. But yeah. Crazy. CeeDee Lamb with just 8 points. Your number one pick, 8 points. It's just sad when your whole team doesn't perform. But yeah, man, good luck next week.
Blowout of the week. Brought to you by Yo Mama.
All right, and our biggest blowout of the week is OG Men versus Warhammers with a point differential of 88 points. Damn, OG Man dealing with a bunch of injuries, a ton of injuries. Devontae Smith ended up getting injured, but he put up 14 before he went. Had to start Gus Edwards, Justice Hill. Damn, man. Gus Edwards with 0.9, Justice Hill with 7. I mean, that's something. Mark Andrews not returning the value of where he got. Michael Pittman Jr. also not worth that draft spot that you got him at. Calvin Ridley with 1 point. Richardson with 8 points. And your whole bench, zeros, except for Derek Carr, who had 12 points. 4 more points than Anthony Richardson. But yeah. Fuck, just 90 points. Almost lowest scorer of the week. But it also has to do with the Warhammers with the almost highest score of the week with 179. But yeah, with Daniels 34 on Monday night, Rashee Rice with 31 on Sunday night, Goddard with 29. I mean, as long as AJ Brown and Devontae Smith are still out, he'll get those targets. better than likely. Terry McLaurin finally with 22. That last touchdown, man, was crazy. But yeah, fuck. Again, have to look at the records, see who's so far, if that's the biggest margin of victory. But I want to say it's close to it. Yeah, man. We'll get into the matchups, and I'll get more into the teams as far as like what happened and shit. All right, and here are the results for week 3. Los Borrachos beating the Nighthawk 181 to 161. Los Tanks beating the Mike and the Boys 143 to 81. OG Men losing to the Warhammers 90 to 179. Rebel Scum beating the Fuegos 102 to 97. Air Sensations losing to the Rook 113 to 179. Some matchups are projected pretty high. Some people not hitting their projections. But yeah, we'll look into them. All right, and our first matchup we'll go over is the high score of Los Borrachos with 181 versus the Nighthawk 161. It's pretty close. Both we were projected to put up 122 originally. Both I was supposed to lose by 0.3, I guess. But yeah, like I said, like I went over, Josh Allen was 41, Marvin Harrison was 17, Juwan Jennings was 48, Duncan K with 13, Chuba Hubbard with 29. I had like 4 guys not go over the projected, but I mean they were close to it. You know, Bijan with 13 over 18, Mason with 10, projected 15. I don't know, man. They just didn't want to fucking run the ball, which if they had, I think they would have won that game instead of losing to the Rams last minute. Fucking comeback. Zamir White, that was going on my bench for now until I see it or matchup wise. A ver qué. Tampa Bay, like what the fuck, man? Against Bo Nix, should have been a better. Should have kept Seattle's defense. That would have gave me 14. But yeah, Nighthawk 2. Like I said, I knew Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase were gonna fucking blow up against Washington. But towards the end, they started double covering Chase, so it kind of wore off Burrow to throw to him. So that was good. But yeah, at the end, I thought they were gonna give him too much time. But good shit on the rookie of Washington, coming in clutch, running that clock down. So I had Burrow with 34, Chase with 31, Derrick Henry with 32. I was like, what the fuck, Dallas? Like, I guess now you could run on Dallas. So if you have a running back that's playing against Dallas, start him. James Cook, I was like, fuck, he scored like instantly. Apparently like the first drive or whatever, he scored. And I was like, shit, man, is this going to be another Miami fucking game? But they kept them in check, I think, most of the game. So, yeah, just 18 points for him. And New Orleans with 11. Tank Dell only putting up 11. I'm bad. I was getting some notifications about fucking linemen. But it's like, why do I care, you know? Tank Dell with 11. Travis Kelce with 7. Xavier Worthy with 5. Like I said, with Worthy, he's like your Gabe Davis. You can't shake Gabe Davis. Where it's a boomer buzz, he'll either have a blow up game or he'll have a decent game with or a shitty game. I mean, with 5. Cam Akers with 9. That looks like that Minnesota defense is pretty legit, man. I don't know. That Brian Flores is really done well with that fucking defense. I mean, I would have thought they had problems against Houston, but damn. I mean, the Niners last week and Houston this week. They play the Packers the coming up week, so we'll see about Josh Jacobs and Emmanuel Wilson. New Orleans versus Philly. Damn, like that game was pretty close. We were like, what the fuck's going on, man? No one was scoring. As far as his bench, if he had started Sutton and Eckler over, let's say, Tank Dell and Worthy, a few extra points, but I don't think it would have. Optimal lineup, I don't think he still wouldn't have beat me. I could have got more points had I started Emmanuel Wilson instead of fucking Zamir White. It's getting me upset just thinking about it. Should have went with the other team, the one that's doing well. But yeah, man. Good luck next week, Nighthawk. Los Borrachos. Hopefully we keep it going. Moved up to 4th place. And Nighthawk moves down to 7th. All right. In our next matchup, we have the lowest scorer of the week with Mike and the Boys versus Los Tanks. Mike and the Boys was projected to win this 130 to 124. We'll start off with the good news with Los Tanks getting that win, moving to 3rd place at 2-1. Dak Prescott last minute, fucking 37 points. DJ Moore with 15. Kyron Williams, 31 points. Amari Cooper coming back to life. I told you, man, if he doesn't do it against the Giants, I don't know what's up with that guy. But I think they're going to struggle because, that offensive line is getting more and more injured. So yeah, 27 points from Amari Cooper. That was pretty much it. People did over projected. Tyreek Hill with just 7. I don't know if we're going to be able to trust him the rest of the way, especially without Tua. Alvin Kamara, I mean, he got close. It was 15 points. Or his projected 18. I mean, Billy does have a pretty good run front 4, so it's going to be hard to like really run on him like that. I know Atlanta did it, but they run a different scheme than what New Orleans does. Hunter Henry came down with just 2 points against the Jets. DeAndre Swift with just 6. I saw that clip of apparently him like running backwards for like negative yards, trying to get himself back to the line, and the offensive line was like on the floor. And fuck, Las Vegas. I told you, man. I was like, once you believe in him, that's why I warned you about picking him up. You had like 2 empty spots on your bench. I'm surprised why you didn't pick up any like sleepers or backups just in case. Now the lowest scorer of the week, kind of went over his a little bit, where no one on his pretty much whole team didn't do anything. But yeah, man, like I said, I'm not sure why you're not starting David Montgomery on your, especially with Jerome Ford struggling. Like I said, that offensive line is not doing well. I start him over that. Or if you still want to start him and put Rashad White on your bench. That was losing touches to Bucky Irving. I mean, it's just a matter of time before they just move on from him and start Bucky Irving. Yoshavas, I mean, he might be a good streamer because whatchamacallit, doesn't look like T. Higgins is really getting into it like that, and he's still like nursing himself. You also have Diggs, man, and Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney getting those targets too. Diggs just did it all on garbage time, so I don't really trust that one. So, but yeah, man, that I guess no more unbeaten teams. Like we. Yeah, good shit, Los Tanks. Next time, Mike and the boys, maybe that soup kitchen they'll open up. All right, and our next matchup is a blowout of the week: OG Men versus the Warhammers. The Warhammers putting up 179 and OG Men putting up 90, with the projection of Warhammers of 122, OG Men 106. And yes, this is the largest margin of victory of this season with 88. Last week was 79, I believe. So we're getting up there, man. Either guys not performing or some people overperforming. So we'll start off with the good with Warhammers 179, almost highest score of the week by 2 points. Jaden Daniels 34, Rasheed Rice 31, Brees Hall 18, Zach Moss 20, Dallas Goddard 29, Terry McLaurin 22, and the Pittsburgh's defense 9. Pickens just putting up 10. And Mike Evans just 3. I mean, you chalk that up to Patrick Surtain, like I told you. He shadows primarily with their number 1, so he shuts them down. So it's not too bad. I mean, you could have had a larger victory, and I would have been high scorer, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, I mean Goddard, as long as what's his name is out, should do well. Khalil Shakir still doing his thing with 19 points on your bench. Madison scored that touchdown. 13. Christian Kirk coming back to life with 15. They were down that game, man. I don't know what the fuck's going on with the Jags. Thought they were supposed to be pretty good. OG Men. Let's see. 28 points from Deontay Johnson and 21 from the Green Bay defense. Everybody else didn't do their projected. Richardson with 8. Devontae Smith with 14, but he ended up leaving with a concussion. Damn, that's another blow to your team. Your whole team's just getting injured. Calvin Ridley with 1. Man, Will Levis is fucking garbage. I was watching that game because, the Packers versus Tennessee. And, yeah, man, that looked horrible. Gus Edwards, I mean, Pittsburgh has a tough run defense. I don't know why you thought Gus Edwards would be a good pickup and start. Justice Hill versus Dallas. I mean, Justice Hill is only good when they're down or they're going to be in like some sort of shootout. Maybe next week against the Bills, he'll be a good start. Fucking Mark Andrews, no targets, no nothing. Like, I don't know what's going on. Is he still injured? Still dealing with that injury from the car accident over the summer? But who knows? Maybe next week against the Bills. Pittman Jr. bust. But I mean, him and Anthony Richardson, man, I think they both are going to be matchup plays. Like, depends what team they play, they'll do good. And as long as they don't play a tough defense, I think you could start them. Deontay Johnson with Andy Dalton, I think he's going to continue this. I mean, it looks like he hyper-targeted him the whole time. He was just going to him. And Deontay Johnson's getting open. Still looks pretty good. I mean, that's why I liked him last year, but he couldn't get any touchdowns. And now with Andy Dalton, he got fucking 1 finally. Green Bay, of course, fucking. I was gonna grab him, but I honestly believed more in Tampa Bay at that point. So, but I was like, fuck it, I should have went with them. And yeah, I mean, no one on your bench, dude. Everybody injured. Kenneth Walker, Joe Mixon, Isaiah Pacheco on IR, Keenan Allen, fucking planter fan, whatever the fuck thing. Kareem Hunt, inactive. McCaffrey IR. Nick Chubb on PUP. Yeah. Only Derek Carr. I don't know, man. You're gonna have to probably drop some of these injured players and pick up somebody because, yeah, I don't know how you survive the rest of the season with a whole injury plagued team. Or make some trades, man. Just fucking who you're looking for. Don't try to get trade rate, man, because people try to lowball you because they see you like out down there that you need help and shit. Hey, wait. Because, yeah, by the time some of these guys come back, it might just be too late for you to make any sort of comeback. And that moves you to 8th place, and the Warhammers move to 2nd. And our next matchup, the smallest margin of victory of the week. I was looking at some of the stuff and it told me that. Rebel Scum beating the Fuegos 102-97. This one didn't do its projection. They were both Rebel Scum's projected 134. The Fuegos projected 121. We'll go with the winner, Lamar Jackson, putting up 29. Justin Jefferson with 20. Amon Ra with 20. That is all. Stevenson with 0.3 starting off on Thursday night. I could have sworn the Fuegos could have took advantage of that. Tony Pollard with just 5. Looks like once they get down, they start just kind of in that throwing mode. That's more points for my boy Tajay Spears. Fryermuth, 7 points. Yeah, I think they just want to run that Pittsburgh offense. Just wants to run the ball. Get it out of Justin Fields' hands fast, or have him run it a little bit. Devon Achane with just 8. Same thing, man. They're just gonna commit to stopping that run and force the backup quarterback to throw it. Didn't work out so well against Seattle. Connor, I told you Detroit has a really tough defense. We got to really think about that when you're starting a running back against Detroit. With just 3 points. KC was 6, but they're projected 6 also, so I guess that's good. Let me see if he left any points on the bench. Najee Harris. But again, I mean, I wouldn't have started Najee over Achane or Connor or even Stevenson. Well, actually, maybe Stevenson or Pollard. But yeah, man, I don't know about Stevenson, especially with that offensive line getting injured again. I mean, if they couldn't do it against the Jets, who got ran over both weeks, first versus with Mason, second week versus Pollard, he couldn't do it. Offensive line's not looking good, so I don't know how you could start him. Najee, I mean, I heard he got a shoulder, but he said it should be fine to go. Also, Jalen Warren's not there anymore, so he should get most of the touches, especially. I mean, he'll have Cordero Patterson there, but I think he should get most of those. Jackson Smith and Jigba only put up 6. Jacoby Myers with 21, but I mean that was all garbage time. Can't really count that. Well, you can because fucking Raiders are gonna be garbage time all the time. So upsetting. They made me believe against the Ravens. And the Fuegos, Jalen Hurts putting up only 15 over his projected 26. Olave coming to life with 20 points. Ayuk still struggling with 9 over projected 14. Jahmyr Gibbs barely passes projected with 16. Steele close to his projected with 8 over projected 9. Trey McBride with 5. The week before, he got lucky with that fumble recovery for a touchdown. I think that's what these tight ends are gonna need is a fucking touchdown, or else it's just single digits. there's not one tight end that's really blowing up like that. It was Brock Bowers, but you saw he came back down to earth with his shit. Waddle, man, I told you, man, Waddle. I don't know if you could start him, especially with a backup quarterback. I think their main focus is gonna be Achan and Tyreek Hill. Waddle's gonna probably be like the third option on that offense, and then with a backup, Jerry Judy. Yeah, I mean, I thought he was gonna do pretty good against the Giants, but I guess they're just focusing on Amari Cooper, getting him involved in that offense. Baltimore, I mean, they're projected 6. They did 6. I mean, Rico Dowdle. You still needed five more points is what you needed. So if you would have started Kyler Murray over Jalen Hurts and Waddle and Dowdle over Waddle, that would have probably got you the win. But hey, hopefully AJ Brown comes back. That'll give you a solid 1. Hopefully Ayuk gets it together. But yeah, well, I mean, we'll tomorrow or Thursday. I'm gonna have to move our recap for Thursday. I got some shit to do tomorrow. But yeah, and Fuego stays in 10th, and Rebel Scum goes to 5th. I remember where he was before. But yeah, good luck to both of you. Still no wins yet for the Fuegos. All right, and our last matchup of the week is the Arab Sensations versus the Rook. The Rook almost high score of the week also with 179 versus the Arab Sensations 113. What's funny is that Sunday night, it looked like he was the highest scorer, so I had already done my prep for it, and then Monday night came around, and then I became high scorer, and then I was like, all right, this is what I'll do, and then I saw Warhammers score going up, and I was like, this fucking son of a bitch. And then I was like, if Jane Daniels keeps it going, man, like I might have to switch it also for mine, but nah, it was me, Doug. So we'll go to the good news. I was promised a victory by the Arab Sensations, but no dice. Let's see. Metcalf with 22, Jonathan Taylor with 28, Saquon Barkley with 35. That fucking big ass run. They held him to nothing until the end, but I'm sure Aziz was like, "All right, if this game's ends now, I'm good." And he just fucking blows out for 2 touchdowns at the end. Godwin with 17. Charbonnet with 25. Patrick Mahomes with 23. He was projected 28. Nico Collins having not a so good day. 12 points, so was projected 15. Kyle Pitts 7 over 9. And the Chargers defense 5 over projected 8. Let's see. Lead could have been a little bit bigger. Aaron Jones with 27 points on the bench. It's just a lot of, it's like, who do you sit? Aaron Jones with 27, Jalen Reed with 10, Singletary with 18, Quentin Johnson with 12. But yeah, keeping it going, moves up to first place. Good shit, Rook. The Arab Sensation 113. Drake London with 18. And Malik Neighbors with 28. Everybody else didn't do projected. Garrett Wilson with 14, or was projected 15. ETN 12, or was projected 13. Brian Robinson 10, or was projected 11. Sam Laporta 5, or projected 11. But Sam Laporta got injured, so they say he's day to day, but I mean those ankles are tricky, man. I think he might miss a couple games. Demarcus Robinson 4 points, was projected 10. San Francisco defense 3, or was projected 8. Roma Dunze on the bench with 25. I mean, it wouldn't have helped, but I mean, could have added more points to your score. That way, you're not so down as far as where you stand, because you are in 9th place right now. Yeah, no one really you could have started, and then Warren, I believe, is going to be out for a bit because he just had a knee thing. But yeah, maybe Roman Dunze, as long as Keenan Allen is injured, maybe start him over Demarcus Robinson. They play the Rams, so I'm sure it'll be a lot of throwing. And good shit, Rook, first place. Sucks for you, Arab Sensations 9th. So good luck next week.
This week's Waiver Wire Pickups, brought to you by
Tus Nalgas.
All right, and finally our Waiver Wire Tuesday. I'm gonna go over running backs, wide receivers, QB, tight end, and the defense. Not too much whatchamacallit, not too many people out there. Some of you guys have been pretty active on the waiver, so we don't have too many guys on there, but we do have enough on there that could give you maybe as a spot start if you're dealing with a bunch of injuries. So yeah, man. I'll start with running backs, then go wide receiver, QB, tight end, and then defense. So let's get into them. All right. First one, running backs. I know a couple of you guys need some running backs, maybe some fill-ins until your players come back from injury. So my first one's gonna be Antonio Gibson, from New England. He was getting a lot of run and everything, like towards the end of that game against the Jets. Game before that, he was getting some run also with against Seattle. So I think it's going to continue, with that offensive line not really protecting, so Brissett can't really throw like that, and he's a good check down guy. So you'll get some targets and things like that. Not running, but a lot of receiving. I mean, 10 points. I mean, I know some of you guys aren't getting that from your flexes or your starting running back, so why not, Antonio Gibson. Miles Sanders is another one. I throw that one in there, especially with Andy Dalton. Like, looks like he put some juice into this new offense. He looked pretty good, looked decent. Looks like they're putting him in at the goal line. I kept seeing him go in there when they got close to the fucking goal line. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Chuba Hubbard gets you there and you just sub him in for Miles Sanders. That's some bullshit. But yeah, so Miles Sanders, but it's only temporary because Jonathan Brooks will be coming back, I think, like week 5, week 6. But it depends. He's a rookie, coming off an injury. Who knows if they'll just throw him in there like that or maybe ease him in. But it's gonna end up being a timeshare. So up to you what you think. Cordell Patterson, like I said, Jalen Warren got injured. Najee dealing with like a shoulder thing. Why not pick him up in case he gets some run? He was getting some run at the second half when what's his name? Jalen Warren got injured. He was getting a little bit more run. I was like, why the fuck is Cordell Patterson out here? Then I remember Arthur Smith was their OC, so obviously, he loves him some Cordell Patterson. Another one is Roshan Johnson. He did pretty good. That offensive line sucks, but looks like Roshan was able to get some yardage. He's also a pretty good pass catcher and stuff like that. So, I mean, why not take a flyer? Maybe pick him up, see what he does next week against the Rams, and if his role grows, then why not? Especially with Swift struggling to run the ball, he hasn't done pretty much shit all season. So I don't see why they wouldn't go for a switch on that one. I guess I just wait and see. Like I said, it's because we not too many players on the waiver wire there since everyone's pretty loaded on their benches. All right, and now on to wide receivers. There's a couple of wide receivers. I said take a flyer on them, see what's up, or if you want to just stash them for a bit, see how they do next week. Then we'll go from there. First one, Wan'Dale Robinson. He's been getting a lot of targets. I know Malik Neighbors is getting most of it. Has most of the share, but Wan'Dale Robinson's getting it, getting more involved. Once some of the defenses start picking up on Malik Neighbors getting hyper targeted, I'm sure they'll blanket him too, and then it opened up something for Wan'Dale Robinson. But then again, Daniel Jones. So just remember that. DeAndre Hopkins, he did pretty good against Green Bay. Looked like whatchamacallit, they put Alexander on Ridley, and then Hopkins got the lesser guy. I mean, Hopkins is looking better. I think he started off with a knee injury, so I think he's looking healthy. I put Romeo Doubs on here, but I mean, unless Jordan Love comes back, you're not really starting any wide receiver from the Green Bay Packers. Jalen Tolbert from Dallas. It looks like he's overtaking Brandon Cooks for that number 2 role. He's been doing pretty well. I mean, week 1 didn't do shit, but week 2 he did better, and then this last week he also did a little bit better. So it could be more targets for him, and might be that number 2 option for Dak if he's getting into these type of games where he has to throw it a bunch of times at the end of the game. Another one, Tutu Atwell. Fucking everyone picked up every other Rams receiver except for Tutu Atwell. He does well when he gets in there with Matthew Stafford. I mean, I was looking at some of his games with them, and he's doing pretty good. I mean, he's that deep threat, I guess. He's small, but he's getting those targets. So why not? I mean, against Chicago defense, shouldn't be too bad. Problem is, I don't know if he'll have time to throw to him deep, but he gets those short ones too. Another one, Alan Lazard scored again. Fucking, he's putting up those numbers. It's someone that Rodgers trusts. It looks like they're doing some of those schemes now where it's like at least 3 or 4 wide receivers out on there. So why not? Until maybe Mike Williams comes back and he's a full go. For now, it's Alan Lazard. Jonathan Mingo. I just got a notification that Adam Thielen's gonna be put on IR. So that means more targets for Jonathan Mingo, and then with Andy Dalton doing well, I don't see why not. Him, I didn't put Leggett on here because he's a rookie. I'm not sure if they're going to get him more involved, or maybe they'll just run the ball a little bit more. But, I mean, why not take a flyer on him too? Maybe he develops. Jahan Dotson with Devontae Smith dealing with a concussion. AJ Brown, not sure when he's coming back. They said it was a couple weeks. It's already been 2 weeks, so maybe he comes back this one. But yeah, a lot of people getting injured in Philly, so maybe Jahan Dotson, why not take a flyer on him? He was pretty good with Washington. He just never got the targets that or good targets from good quarterbacks. But yeah, that's wide receiver. Take a look. Maybe you guys have somebody else on there. All right, our next category, quarterbacks. In case you need a fill-in or your starter's not performing as he should. Brock Purdy, he's doing pretty well. He's throwing the ball a lot. I think he leads the league in yards. But yeah, man, I mean that offense is pretty good. I mean, I know they're 1-2, fucking losers. But I mean the offense looks good. I don't know what's going on. Another one, Sam Darnold. I mean, I think they said he should be fine. He had some sort of knee thing, but they're saying he should be okay to go. I mean, with those weapons in Minnesota, and he's just kind of managing that offense, I think he should do well. I mean, I think he leads the league in touchdown throws. So why not? He gives you a floor of like 20 points, something like that. I mean, he looks legit. It's not like Derek Carr over there that looked like he was blowing up and then came back to earth against Philly. Geno Smith versus Seattle, same thing. Like I said, he gives you that floor of like 20 points a game, pretty much all season, and that's what he's done is 20 points, at least 20 points. You just need consistency at that level, and then not too many quarterbacks on there. I mean, there's a few on the waiver wire, but do I trust them to start them? Probably not. But up to you guys. But yeah, these are some of the guys that I'd say. I mean, why not take a flyer on them if you're struggling at QB? All right. And to our favorite position, the tight end position. Fucking A, man. I told you guys, man, we should do super flex. Fuck this dealing with a pinche tight end. I mean, you can if you want to. That's why one of our flexes is you could put in a tight end. But yeah. So, anyways, Cole Kmet from Chicago looks like they're starting to give him more targets, especially with Keenan Allen out. I mean, why not take a flyer on him? Cole Kmet did pretty well, scored a touchdown this past weekend. Got a little bit more targets and shit like that. Next one, Jake Ferguson came back. It's like he didn't skip a beat. Looks a little bit healthy. I mean, why not? Tyler Conklin. I mean, that offense looks like it's kind of getting it together. It's already week 4. Especially with Garrett Wilson struggling or getting shadowed. Why not? Tyler Conklin could be a good flyer for you. I said, like, not too much on the waiver wire that I'm like, okay, let's trust them. Although, I mean, can't really trust too much of fucking tight ends. As some of y'all may know, Mark Andrews putting up 0 points. Travis Kelce putting up 7. Who else was it? Laporta putting 5. McBride putting 6. Kincaid, I mean, he's lucky he got that touchdown, or else he'd be at 6 points also. But yeah, man, fucking tight end position. I thought this was a year that we had a good amount of fucking tight ends, and garbage. Fucking garbage. All right. And last but not least, defenses. There's some on the waiver wire you could take a chance on. I just picked some of the ones that had pretty good matchups, which was Jets versus Denver. I still don't trust the Denver offense. I know Bo Nix is good for interceptions and shit like that, or fumbles. So, especially with a stout defense like the Jets, I think they shut down the Patriots. I don't see why they don't do it to Denver. They're at home. The Jets are. So I think they should do well. Miami versus Tennessee. You saw what the Packers did to them. I don't see why they wouldn't be able to do the same. And then on the other end, Tennessee versus Miami. If Miami is starting Tim Boyle, why not, Seattle put up 14 points versus them. But yeah, man. But then again, Miami is at home, so just keep that in mind that Tennessee is not going to be at home. There's some other ones on there, but I mean, like I said, I just picked 3 that I was like, okay, I guess I could, run into them like that or whatever. But yeah, not much to really talk about with these defenses. It's pretty much a crapshoot. Just try and pick up a good matchup and go with it. All right, and that was week 3. Yeah, some bad matchups, some low scoring, shitty scoring, injuries, whatnot. But hey, we move on. Week 4, like I said, Waiver Wire Tuesday. Work that waiver wire, make those moves. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys Thursday. Like I said, I got some shit to do tomorrow, so I won't post a video tomorrow. But for sure, I'll do one on Thursday. Go over the matchups and give you guys some shit you guys could think about, just in case, in case you got some thoughts, need some advice. But yeah, so peace out, bitches. Talk to you guys Thursday.
Thank you for watching the Los Borrachos Happy Hour. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time,